Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great, great world. We're going to talk about XRP. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about crypto technology, and I'm going to talk about regulations as well. So let's take a look. Kevin is buying up Canadian crypto exchanges. This is why he's going after Binance and trying to get license and regulations around the world for Binance revoked or changed. Now, I said it before, I'm not a huge fan of Binance, but I'm a much bigger fan of Binance than I am of Kevin O'Leary's. And this is pretty pathetic. If you can't compete with Binance, you want to go around the world and try to get license and regulations revoked or changed? Come on, grow up. WonderFi Technologies, a decentralized finance platform, plans to continue its expansion in Canada by purchasing the Coinberry crypto exchange for $38 million. The platform will be the second regulated crypto exchange under WonderFi once the acquisition is finalized. The firm recently closed its acquisition of BitBuy's parent company, First Ledger Corp., for $162 million. In an interview, Kevin O'Leary mentioned that there will be several more and even bigger acquisitions that are on the way. So I feel what he was doing with FTX now, because he talks about Sam Bankman-Fried like he's a victim or like a child. He was probably controlling everything at FTX somehow, some way. He probably had a lot of say there. But since FTX fell right away, Kevin O'Leary says he's getting his money back. Well, while you're at it, Kevin, make sure you get the retail investors their money back. The FSB has announced it will roll out global standards on crypto regulations next year. As per the global financial body, the end goal of these standards is to bring the crypto on par with TradeFi and protect the common investors. That would be like me or you. France under pressure to tighten crypto-friendly regulations, and we see the EU doing the same thing. It's all about regulations right now. But here in the U.S., we have wonderful Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's going after crypto with a bunch of proposed regulations. So, in the name of money laundering, Senator Elizabeth Warren goes after crypto. She has a Republican co-sponsor. So what's this all about? The legislation would direct the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network within the Treasury Department to designate digital asset wallet providers, miners, validators, and others as money service businesses, extend responsibilities in the Bank Secrecy Act to the crypto industry, including Know Your Customer requirements, direct FinCEN to finalize and implement a rule proposed in 2020 that would require banks and money service businesses to verify customer and counterparty identifies, keep records and file reports linked to unhosted wallets or ones in jurisdiction that are not compliant with the Bank Secrecy Act, ban banks and other financial institutions from using or transacting with anonymity, enhancing technologies such as digital asset mixers, and from handling or transacting with digital assets that have used these technologies, extending bank secrecy rules on reporting of foreign bank accounts to include digital assets by requiring Americans engaged in digital asset transactions greater than $10,000 through offshore accounts to file a report with the Internal Revenue Service, crack down on digital asset ATMs by making sure operators and administrators submit and update the physical addresses of their kiosks. One hell of a set of requirements. I suspect any U.S. citizen with $10,000 or more in combined assets in the non-U.S. administered wallets would have to report to the IRS. People holding offshore gold have to do that now. Certainly, any transaction over $10,000 would be flagged. Warren even goes after cold wallets, unhosted wallets, or ones in jurisdictions that are not compliant with the Bank Secrecy Act. I'm not sure that it's supposed to work, but there is an obvious implication. A move of crypto in any size from a cold wallet to a hot wallet to buy something would get reported, or the transaction would be deemed money laundering. So it looks like a lot of people are about to have to report to the IRS, and most people won't even know that these laws are going into effect. That's until it's too late because most people have been doing business utilizing crypto for such a long period of time. But the headline for this says Senator Warren's new legislation goes after crypto services and private Bitcoin wallets. Take notice how they always tie Bitcoin in. You know why? Because they're going after Bitcoin personally. They want to get rid of it. It cannot be part of the future. Crypto has already solved the payment problem, in my opinion. It's a matter of regulations catching up. I imagine when and if crypto is adopted, there will be no need to convert money to local currencies. Merchants would just accept it as is. That won't happen without regulations, though. That's why regulations are important. For crypto to go mainstream, it has to have regulations behind it. I believe that's what the SEC lawsuit is all about. What's Bitcoin's use case? What's its utility? I see your snarky comments on XRP and the Ripple case. XRP is used in every other part of the world as a virtual currency. Central banks and regular banks will all use Ripple's ODL and XRP to move value around the world. I can't say the same for Bitcoin. If anything, they will outlaw it in the future because of its carbon footprint. They're already talking about banning it. Maybe you should take some time to learn that the XRP ledger's use case really is. XRP will surpass Bitcoin over the next 2 years. Bet? And I feel that XRP definitely will surpass Bitcoin. Once all the countries are utilizing it on a daily basis and moving money around the world, XRP will surpass Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like an outdated cell phone. Still stuck on that Nokia 2110, LOL. I prefer the phone I have now. Tech always updates, upgrades, and moves ahead. For your information, Joel Katz was a former employee or creator for Bitcoin. Why do you think he's working for Ripple? And that's exactly the way the world moves. Like, look at this, okay? So we have 40 obsolete technologies that will baffle modern generations. You had the public phone booth. Then you had the rotary phone and wired landlines that gave way to cell phones. Then you had pagers and beepers, PDAs. Then you had laser discs and DVDs, floppy disks, fax machines, compact cassette tapes. They all gave way to something else. Look where we are with technology today. Everything is all about streaming. There's no difference inside of crypto. We're headed into a new financial system. We're headed into a fourth industrial revolution. We're headed into an age where Bitcoin has no purpose. That's why the central banks are already saying it will become irrelevant. And I don't hate Bitcoin, but I don't want to see new investors get trapped in it. Think about it. You invest in Bitcoin. What are your hopes today? Maybe a 6 to 10x possible? I mean, and that is if it gets another massive run up. But other than that, what are you going to do? Just sit there and hold it? And people always say, well, I'd rather hold Bitcoin than any of those ISO coins. Those are government coins. Those are the coins that are going to enslave the planet, whatever the case may be. But you also got to understand these cryptocurrencies, such as XRP, are the future. We're investing in the tech that is going to be used on a daily basis throughout the world at some point. We receive emails in seconds with virtually no cost, and the information exchange systems have been updated in the last decades. But the friction in the payment system has yet to be removed. Waiting days and spend high fees for cross-border payments has to change. And the thing is, SWIFT is outdated. It's in need of a major update, a major upgrade. XRP can easily be that upgrade. And in the top of the waiting time and high cost, a massive amount of liquidity remains trapped in Nostro Vostro. Those pre-funded accounts remain a requirement to build trust among banks, payment institutions. So how do we update our current payment system? We need technology, fast, cheap, scalable, resilient, green. That sounds a lot like XRP. It sounds nothing like Bitcoin. We do have available such technology nowadays, the well-known digital asset XRP, which purpose isn't to replace the legacy payment system, but instead be used and work together to update and modernize it. And the current financial system doesn't even need to collapse. XRP could fix the system right now. But that's not what they want. They want that level playing field. They want to get rid of all the world's debt, like a great reset or start over. So much of the global financial system is outdated. Blockchain technology will make it work better for people. Don't get discouraged by the winner. Keep building. 1989, credit score invented. 1967, first ATM introduced. 67, debit card issued. 1950, credit card introduced. 1970s, first wire transfer. 1728, overdraft introduced. 1700s, bank check first used. 600 BC, first coin created. It's time to update the system. And that's exactly what's about to happen. We're about to update the entire financial system. The use of XRP as a bridge currency for cross-border payments seems to be endorsed by the BIS org, and most important, the IMF News. The biggest promoter of this technology, Ripple, is currently under a lawsuit filed by the SEC Gov. But I guess it's inevitable labor pains. And once XRP gets that regulatory clarity, that's when the whole world will be using it. It will go live like a flip of the switch moment. I feel that is all going to come by March of next year. Central banks start Q4 buying more gold, and they've been buying up a ton of gold at a massive pace. Central banks are also stepping up gold purchases during times of economic and geopolitical uncertainty and high inflation. Banks have also turned to gold as a store of value. Now, how many times have you heard people say the central banks are going to hoard away all the world's Bitcoin and use it to back their digital currencies? It's not going to happen. You see their choice already. They chose to back it by gold. ISO 222 will become live in March of 2023. This is the standard messaging system the world will have to adopt. All banks, financial systems will adopt the ISO 222 messaging system. And that is right around the corner. But like I said, I don't hate Bitcoin in any way. I just feel it had its time. It outlived its shelf life. And anyone who still wants to invest in it, it's like investing in old technology. I showed you how everything inside of tech gives way to something new. Bitcoin gave way to XRP. When you invest money into something, you got to invest in the technology behind it. If the technology you're investing in has no place in the future, why invest in that tech period when you could invest in much better technology such as XRP? I still do believe Bitcoin has one major run up in it. Anyone who's still stuck in it at a loss right now, once you're able to take profit, get away from Bitcoin. I can't say it enough. Get into these utility driven coins. They're the future. They will make you rich. Forget the 6 to 10x. These will give you 100x plus. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. I'm still not quite 100%. I know I make some mistakes in some of these videos, so just bear with me. I'll make sure I don't make future mistakes, hopefully. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.